Salvete discipuli, this is help for your Latin studies in Henle First Year Latin, exercise 81. Exercises 81, 82, and 83 are all review of Unit 1, which is all of the noun declensions that we've learned. And in exercise 81, we're given singular words, 44 of them, and asked to give multiple pieces of information about each word. And one thing I noticed as I was looking over the list here is that every word that we're given in this exercise is given to us in the nominative singular. And so we want to take that nominative singular noun and we want to add to it the genitive singular. We want to give the meaning. We want to tell what the gender is and what rule says it's that gender. We want to give the accusative singular, and we want to give the genitive plural and its meaning. And so this is such a good exercise. It's going to cause us to dig into every word that's listed here that we know and really understand how we can change the endings to mean different things and how we figure out those things. So let's just go ahead and get started. Whenever we're given a new vocabulary word, it's given to us in the nominative singular and the genitive singular. So as I begin here, I'm going to do one, wulnus. So I'll just write that down knowing that that's the nominative singular. And then the genitive singular beside it. That's the first piece of information we're asked for. And that is wulnus, vulnerus. So right away I see this is ending, and I know that this is a third declension noun because the genitive singular ending is is. And what this word means is wound. So there's the meaning. The next thing I want to determine is the gender and the gender rule that applies. Well, the third declension nouns, you may remember, are a little tricky in determining the gender. There's several things to consider as we decide what gender it is. So I want to take us back to the grammar book. And I want to look back over these third declension gender rules. Okay. So the most important thing we check for first is natural gender. If the noun is saying father or soldier or something that would be naturally distinguished as masculine, then it's a masculine noun. Or on the other side, if it's mother, that's a feminine noun. So in the third declension, natural gender rule is the first thing that we look for. But if it's another noun that doesn't have a natural gender, then we need to look a little bit deeper. Down here, rules 49, 50, and 51 tell us, now if the noun ends, this is the nominative singular, ends in ER or OR, and we can remember the word error, then those nouns are masculine. If the nominative singular noun ends in S, O, or X, socks is our memory aid, then those nouns are feminine. And if the nominative singular ending is L, A, N, C, E, or T, lanket, those nouns are considered neuter. And even still, there may be some exceptions. In the case of our noun that we're working with, wulnus, vulnerus, there is. And so I want to look even deeper at the next rule, number 52. You might remember learning this poem and thinking, I really don't know what this means. And so here's an example of how this rule would be applied. It's a poem. It's written partly in Latin and partly in English. And it's just meant to sort of be sing-songy and rhymey to help us remember some of these exceptions. So let me read it to you. It says, but masculini generis are words in os, nis, guis, and kis. In s, itis, and x, icis. So all of these words here, notice that they end with s or x, which would lead us to believe that they might be feminine, but it's telling us in the first line, these are masculine. So if it's os, nis, gwis, kiss, if those letters go in a row at the end, or s, itis, and x, ikis, okay, then those are going to be masculine. And then look at the last line. As neuter, mark the us with ris. Neuter, mark the us with ris. We'll take a look at our noun. Us, ris. Vulnus, vulnerus. That makes this a neuter noun according to that exception. So it's neuter, which means we need to look how to decline the third declension noun in a neuter form. So I'm coming back to my grammar book because my next question is, what is the accusative singular? Okay, well, masculine and feminine nouns of the third declension are declined in one way, and neuter nouns of the third declension are declined in a slightly different way. If we look at our example, flumen, fluminous, flumini, flumen, flumine, we'll notice that the nominative and accusative forms are the same. So whatever your noun is in the nominative, in the accusative form, it's going to be the same. And that's true in singular and plural. Look down here at the plural form. Flumina, fluminum, fluminibus, flumina, see that? Same, and fluminibus. So when it asks now for the accusative singular form of vulnus vulnerus, and we've determined that it's neuter, the accusative singular is going to be exactly the same as the nominative singular. So our answer here is vulnus. And then finally, it wants the genitive plural and its meaning. Well, vulnera, vulnerum, vulneribus, vulnera, vulneribus, if we were to decline the plural side. But we want genitive, which is the second ending, vulnerum, and its meaning, which is of the, in its plural, wounds. Okay, let's take a look at one more. Number 3, I'm going to skip over 2 because I think that one will be super easy and I don't want to take that away from you. So number 3, we have res, R-E-S, and there's a macron over that E. That's our nominative singular form. And I remember this vocabulary word, res, rei. Okay, so the genitive singular form is rei with a macron over the I. And that AE ending tells me, in the genitive singular, it tells me that this is a fifth declension noun. Okay, so res, rei means thing or affair. And all nouns of the fifth declension, I'm going to come back to my grammar book and just turn there real quick to show you. Here's the fifth declension nouns. And it says here in rule number 70, all are feminine except for a few which are listed here. So we're going to say that this noun is feminine. Okay, and then it wants the accusative singular form. Well, let's take a look here. This happens to be the example. Ace, A-E, A-E, M, A. So rem is our accusative singular form. And then finally, we need to give the genitive plural and its meaning. So let's look at the plural endings. Ace, erum, abus, ace, abus. Here's the genitive plural ending. Rerum, erum, meaning of the things. So we'll write that down. There's a macron over that E, and it means of the things. Okay, and you just keep going through those words, look at them closely, determine all the things that it's asking for. I hope this has been helpful for you, and you have a great day.